The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the March 3rd, the fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on into 877-927-6648. We'd love to hear from you. If you can't dial in, but you've got a question, go ahead and send me an email. For that, send it off to steve@tfnn.com. But inside that subject heading, if you'd be kind enough to put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on a fantastic Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. A slightly mixed bag out there. The mix coming from the semis, which are down about 9 points. The trend is off 36. Otherwise, the other U.S. indices trading to the upside. Dow's up 147, S&P 32, NASDAQ 100, 130, Russell's up 5, gold is up $10, silver's up 15 cents, light sweet crude up 72 pennies, natural gas is up about 7 pennies, light sweet, the 30-year Treasury is also up 28 ticks, trade out at 123.03. The leaders out there, dollar-wise, are Booking Holdings up $32, Broadcom 27, Cooper Companies up 20, Align Technology 15, and Equinix is up 12. To the downside, Costco leading the charge off $16, about 3 3/10%. Zscaler down about 11% or about $14. Eagle Bulk Shipping off $10 or 15%. O'Reilly Automotive down 9. That's a 1% move to the downside. And Lam Research of $7.41. That's up 1.5%. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. So where do we want to begin? Let's begin here. Let's first, let's do this. Let's change panels. This is where we're going to first begin. We're going to look at the daily time frame for the 4 equity future contract. What happened and what didn't happen yesterday? Well, what didn't happen yesterday was on the ES Mini, we did not get a confirmed TD9 count. Why? Because that close yesterday was above the close of the bar 4 bars earlier. We do not have an A to B equals CD pattern. Yeah, you could draw one in here, but the retracement, and I mean that retracement, the high on February 14th, gets well beyond the 0.786 retracement of the high from February 2nd. So no A to B equals CD pattern to the downside inside the ES Mini. What we do have, though, is a new profile. And that profile has support at 39.57 and resistance at 40.39. You can see that green oscillator and change line also towards 40.39. So that is its target. The NQ, different story. The NQ did not generate a TD9 count bottom. It generated a Gartley buy pattern. What's a Gartley buy pattern? Well, Gartley buy pattern requires an A to B equals CD to the downside after a nice strong move to the upside. Well, TD9 count bottom inside the NQs formed on December 28th. TD9 count top formed on February 2nd. And then that turned into an A to B equals CD to the downside. Yesterday's bull sash candle confirms that pattern. We're inside a bullish structured profile. The NQ wants to make a move to 12,290. A close above that, 12,408 becomes its target, the top of its daily profile. The Dow Equity Future Contract had already completed a TD9 count pattern. I completed it yesterday, formed it the day before. Price has a new profile here. Now, what Price has done, and this is going to be important to watch the Dow Equity Future Contract. Why? See how this oscillator and change line changed colors from green to red? That tells us that the price oscillator moved below zero. Now, when price is below a red oscillator unchanged line, that tells us we have a falling price oscillator below zero. Those are bearish conditions. Price here, so far, it's just been a counter trend move. But if price closes above that red oscillator and change line, that number's at 33,173. That almost assures us of price trying to get up to that 33,336 level, the top of its profile. And a close above 33,336 is going to tell us about a change in trend inside the Dow for its daily time frame. So again, watch that level of 33,172 or thereabouts. If price closes above that, the other markets should also continue to move higher. If we take a look at the Russell 2000, no bottom pattern here, just a consolidation with inside its daily profile that ranges from 1896 to 1936. So how do we summarize all this? Well, one summary would be we've got two confirmed bottom patterns. That's inside the NQ and the Dow, and we have two that do not have confirmed bottoming patterns, and price just consolidating with inside their profile. So we want to keep our eyes on the NQ and the Dow. Now, what we also want to keep our eyes on is what's going on from the standpoint of market breadth. Now, your market breadth here, we can take a look at both the S&P, the ES Mini, and the NQ. The S&P 500, we're bullish now for the 60 and the 240 out here. Let's just see how bullish we are. 233 instruments above profile, 97 below when it comes to the 4-hour time frame. The 1-hour time frame, 306 above, 88 below. I would say very bullish out there for the hourly chart and the 4-hour chart. The daily time frame, we've got 93 above, 186 below. So what does this tell us? This tells me we've got a choppy market, but if you are going to see changes in trend, they will take place on the shorter term time frames first. And so we do know that price is trying to make its way up inside the ES Mini up to the top of that profile at the 4039 level out there. And the short term charts are giving the signal that it's willing to try to help it do that as well. What's the last thing that we want to take a look at? Well, let's go take a look at that spot volatility index. For that, we're going to go ahead and change panels. So if you give me a moment here, the question is, where is that trading? That's trading above the 50-day. Well, that would be a bearish indication, directionally speaking. And if it's trading below, it's a bullish indication. Well, when we take a look at it right now, I'll just simply expand out the chart. We're all looking at the same thing. And here what we can see is the 50-day. That's that blue center line. The red lines are the Bollinger Bands. Here, the setting on those are 50 to 1. Price well below the 50-day exponential moving average. That puts the wind at the sails of the back for the S&P 500. Lastly, what we'll take a look at, maybe it's not lastly, but if we take a look at the New York Stock Exchange, you can see that price had gotten down. Remember, we were taking a look at back in February the 21st out there. We said, hey, look, price got to the extreme oversold reading when it got down to the minus 250. Just getting down to minus 150 is oversold. So those conditions are being worked off. So let's review this here. To summarize it all, you've got the spot volatility index below the 50-day exponential moving average. That is bullish out there. We've got inside the NQ and the Dow Equity Future Contract. They've got nice bottoming patterns out there. Bullish. We've got, did we take a look at the, I think, it was the S&P 500 we were looking at with regard to market breadth. We haven't looked at the market breadth for the NDX 100. We should do that too. But for the S&P 500, it's bullish for the shorter term time frames of the 60 and the 240. So yeah, it's got every chance to go ahead and try to get to the upside. Let's take a look at the NDX 100 out here. We had a request to look at the NDX 100 from Inno Visual. So first here, Inno, you can see that you are bullish for the 60 and the 240 as well. And on a daily, you're really close. 32 above, 36 below. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Be right back.
Currencies, commodities, and bond markets are as important as ever right now with how they're driving the volatility in equity markets across the globe, which is why it's a great time to try out Teddy Kegstad's Tiger Forex Report. Teddy Kegstad breaks down the Forex markets every Monday using his 30-plus years of experience as a trading veteran of futures, Forex, stocks, and options. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex Report every Monday morning with coverage of all the major currency pairs, including the dollar index, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, as well as many more, and he also has weekly coverage of the crude oil market and the 30-year T-bonds, as they both influence Forex markets tremendously. When you sign up for the Tiger Forex Report, you also gain instant access to Teddy's 60-minute webinar archive he just hosted, Forex Strategies and Fundamentals, What is Behind the Tiger Forex Report. For all the details and to start your 30-day Tiger Forex Report subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. We've got the charts here for the NQ up. This is just a quick overview for InnoVisual who wanted to take a look at either the Qs or the NQ. We talked about the NQ. If we take a look at the 5-hour time frame chart, no, it's got that nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern. It's above profiles. So its price target out here is a 12,404 level. If we take a look at the 240-minute time frame chart, a similar pattern out here, no topping signal, 12,388 is its price target. The 120-minute time frame, a TD9 count, a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern out there. Price right now dealing with a key level of resistance. That's at the 12,194.50 level. We're above it right now. You close above it. This is 2-hour chart coming into the 12 noon time frame. That is also a bullish message. You can see the A to B equals CD pattern. We'll show that on the 60-minute time frame. 60-minute A to B equals CD pattern has a price projection up in the 12. Let's call it 12,290 area. We can see, though, a TD9 count pattern is present. Now, this is an hourly chart. Bar number 9 is likely to complete at 12 noon, and that will be a valid TD9 count top, but the actual top may not actually form until 1 o'clock. But the 60-minute time frame chart is suggesting we could see a bit of a pause out there, so watch that going into the 12 and 1 o'clock time frame. Of course, if the TD9 count pattern fails, well, that A to B equals CD we just looked at will complete. 30-minute chart, I'm sure there is a sell the deep. Well, I don't know if there is. Let me just take a look here. No, there is not. So I don't have any kind of a topping signal at this stage here for the 30-minute time frame chart, and we're not going to worry about the 15, which does have a TD9 count, and the 10, a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal out there, but price has held support. So overview here, what I would expect is for the NQs to continue to move higher out there, that nice Gartley buy pattern that formed on the daily time frame yesterday. So hope that helped you out. Let's go to our next question out here. This coming in from Steve Woods. Steve is the famed architect of the flow analysis, but we're not going to take a look at the flow analysis, the float analysis, that is. We're going to take a look at Apple and just give him what our signals are showing with regard to it. And his first primary question was, did Apple form a TD9 count bottom pattern yesterday? And the answer is yes, Steve-O. So you've got that pattern nailed down. So nice job there. TD9 count, we see a nice little gap to the upside. Price trying to get back inside its profile. So another positive today for Apple would be a close above 149.35, just regaining that. The next area that it's got to deal with is that green oscillator and change line. Remember, we talked about a red one. A red one, oscillator and change line, was telling us, the one, that the price oscillator was below zero, a bearish condition with price below that, an even more bearish condition because it's falling below zero. A price oscillator, which is green, tells us the price oscillator itself is above zero. So that's a bullish condition, but price is below that. So it just talks about retracement versus anything else. Now, that is a key level of resistance because price is below it. So a close above resistance, in this case here, about 150.32, would be a bullish outcome. And that suggests then a move to 150.96 or 153. You get above 153, you're headed back to the 155.77. So you got to take this in increments. But yes, Steve-O, price, in fact, Apple did form a TD9 count bottom. Price is behaving as it should, which is getting up towards its oscillator and change line out there. With regard to the weekly time frame chart, what we like about this is price pulls back and tests and rejects this week its oscillator and change line. That could be setting up, that could be the C point of an A to B equals CD to the upside. But of course, it's got to take apart, it's got to pick apart the daily levels of resistance out there, and those we just identified. On a monthly time frame, we basically just have price consolidating right now with inside its monthly profile. Lastly, we'll take a look at, maybe it's not lastly, but we will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. And on the 30-minute time frame, what we have here is a TD9 count pattern. So this suggests, Steve-O, that price should pull back towards its oscillator and change line. That's at 147.20. Now, price could move sideways, and the line could move higher. So I don't know how that will unfold, and it may not even unfold. So this is why it's important to pay attention to this. So the high of the pattern of this TD9 count on a 30-minute basis is going to be the high of the day, which is at 150.17. If you see price close above that, not between now and 11:30, so about 7.5 minutes. But if price doesn't close above, if price then closes above that, that pattern gets negated on a 30-minute basis and tells you about a strong upward momentum move for the 30-minute time frame for Apple. So that's the level to be watching, unless Apple moves higher above that level between now and the next 7 minutes out there. So Apple, short term, has a TD9 count pattern. Got to respect that. Could be a small pullback. Could be pullback towards the 147 and change area out there. So that's what I see when we take a look at Apple. Now won't be the last chart. We'll take a look at this. Maybe I should speed things up. We have a few questions, but hey, I'm doing what I'm doing. Here we can see that today is going to be day number 2 of its consecutive move higher out there, kind of what could be just a knee-jerk reaction. So we've seen since the top out here, since the high on February 3rd, what we've seen is we've seen 2 consecutive moves higher, only 2 of those, 2 bars, those are the black digits out there. Today would be the 3rd time. Is the 3rd time the charm? I don't know, but you've just got to respect it. So watch where Apple closes today. If it's back below the bottom of its daily profile, 149.35, then we might be seeing a pullback come Monday. Lastly, now we'll get to it. Oh, where is it? Here it is, the seasonal chart. So if we take a look at a seasonal chart, this is Apple moving, so formed a bottom yesterday, that TD9 count. But if you notice here, what Apple typically does is it forms a bottom in the early part of March. Now, when I put my cursor, it's showing March 8th. What is today, March 3rd? So basically, the TD9 count bottom, Steve, is really lining up with the typical seasonal pattern here over the last 15 years that has us moving higher into the early part of May out there. So that TD9 count on that daily time frame for Apple could really turn into something much, much more than that. So I hope that helps you out. Thank you much for the request. Let's go to the next request out here, which is coming in from Dan, who wants to take a look at ticker symbol GENE. So GENE on a daily basis, that's Gene, obviously, has a nice TD9 count bottom that formed out here on the trading day of February 23rd. And as long as price does not close below that low, that's about 20, you've got a valid bottom, Dano, that should take us up to 134 right now. And that's that green oscillator and change line. We're trading below profile, but we do have that valid bottom, and that's really its first price target. On a weekly basis, I don't have anything out here. When I say I don't have anything out here, price is trading with inside its profile. So to the extent it wants to move lower. So if the TD9 count gets invalidated, that means a close below 120. Then, Dan, the next price target becomes that 113 area. And that is the oscillator and change line at present. And on a monthly time frame, not really much out here as well. So the daily, we'll go with the daily. You've got a TD9 count bottom. price it make its way up to that 134 level. So hope that helps you out with regard to a Gene. Another Dano inside the Tiger's Den. This is the Dano from Hawaii 5-0. And so I'm sure that Dano was friends with Jack Lord at one point in time out there. So I like the original. I haven't seen the new Hawaii 5-0, but I most certainly did like the old Hawaii 5-0. If we take a look at Mosaic, and that's what Dano was asking about, Mosaic today, Dan, is going to go ahead and form bar number 8 of a TD9 count. It's also in wave number 7. That's that red letter G. That's a very small portion of the Chapman wave out there. And there is an A to B equals CD to the upside with a price target in about the 60 area, between $59 and $60. But you could get a TD9 count top that forms in Mosaic. In fact, you're likely to between Monday and Tuesday of next week. We come back from this breakout here. We'll finish, take a look at Mosaic for Dano inside the Tiger's Den. Don't forget, folks, I'd love to hear from you as well. 877-927-6648. Steve at TFNN.com.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metal sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at Mosaic. Before we went to that breakout there, we're noticing, a number of different topping signals that could take hold here between today and Tuesday of next week. If, in fact, that occurs out here, we should expect and anticipate a move back to its oscillator and change line, which is currently printed about the 53.66-ish area out there. So be watching for that, of course. And even though it's got a confirmed A to B equals C to the upside, that doesn't mean that it's going to reach that level all at one time out here. So pay attention to those topping signals inside of Mosaic. On a weekly basis, you're also going to get bar number 8. So now on a weekly basis, that says that the top may not form. You certainly won't get a confirmation of it until next week, and it could be the week after. So, try to put those two together. If we get that nice topping signal on the daily, price starts moving lower. Maybe there's a new profile that forms out there that would assist us with the weekly time frame. Monthly time frame is very bullish because price above its weekly profile, it's above its green oscillator and change line. So that's suggesting higher price, but got to keep an eye on that daily time frame. As we speak right now at 11:31 in the morning, knowing that we're at bar number 8, we go to the short-term time frame to see if there's some kind of a topping pattern. And the answer is there is not at this stage out here. So it doesn't look like the top is in today for Mosaic, or most certainly not at 11:31 out there. So I expect it to continue to move higher out there, and especially if it closes above yesterday's high. So that's Mosaic for Dano. Inside the Tiger's Den, Dano, thank you very much for the request. We also have one from Dennis in West Palm Beach, and Dennis wants to take a look at the googly one out there. GOOG is the ticker symbol. It's trading right now at 93.51 and very likely targeting 94.27. If you can get, Dennis, a close above 94.27, it's going to signal to you a change in trend. That change in trend could then be signaling to us that what Google wants to do is trade up to the 108.82 level. Why 108.82, Steve-O? Well, that's because I'd be above resistance on the daily time frame, and that means I want to go see what's going on the next higher level. Well, turns out we're consolidating with inside its daily profile with price above that oscillator and change line. That's what gives us the potential a price getting up to that 108.82 area. And if we take a look at the monthly time frame, a nice TD9 count bottom with price consolidating with inside its daily profile. 107.69 is currently a very key level of resistance out there. If we look at a 30-minute time frame here for the googly one out there, we can see a TD9 count pattern that took hold at 10 a.m. and then it got unglued at 10:30. So that pattern was negated immediately. That talks about a strong momentum move to the upside. There is price dealing with a breakdown resistance level out here at the 93.41. We're at 93.50 right now. Assuming that it holds at 93.41, I don't see any reason. Now, there is hold on, Steve-O. There is an A to B equals CD pattern, so let's draw that in there. Let's see if we have completed that. Looks like we probably have completed that, and therefore, if we do get a yeah, it's going to be here. Okay, so more than completed out here. So bearish reversal candle would give us pause. That would be a sell to D point. That would be a Gartley sell pattern out there. And that could or should take price back to its oscillator and change line. That's at 92.64. So it's only 11:33. I don't know what candle is really going to form between now and 12 noon, but that's what I would be watching for. Dennis, on the short term, again, the daily chart here looks very good. The weekly chart looks good, and the monthly chart looks good as well for Google. Now, Google is going to, if it does close higher today, above yesterday's close, what we're going to see is day number 5 consecutively moving higher. If we come back and we take a look at Google, this is just taking us back through the September timeframe of 2028. Now I'm going back even further. The last time we had 5 consecutive moves to the upside takes us back to June 24th. And then we saw a bit of a consolidation take place, a sideways consolidation. So that being the case, let's just be aware of that pattern that is out there. And that would mean to me pay more attention to that 30-minute chart out there to see if, in fact, that TD9 count pattern in it takes hold. So that's what we see when we take a look at Google. So Dennis in Palm Beach, West Palm Beach, that is. I hope that helps you out, and have a fantastic weekend. Next question coming in from Hector. Hector and Patty, they want to take a look at the XLE. We should actually read the question, though. Whoops, that wasn't it. Here it is. It's Happy Fabulous Friday. Thank you. Back at you. XLE on a small A to B equals CD up from its recent low. We know we don't like that 786 retracement for the B to C. Thoughts? So you're looking at a 0.76. Looks like you're doing it on a daily time frame. Yeah, so let's do this here. I'm going to switch over to charts. So first I'll go to first we'll take a look at what Hector is asking about, and I'm going to try to surmise what he's using as the C point out here. We're going to do that on the black background screens. It's just I've got the tool to be able to do that, and then be able to identify what he's referring to as the retracement of that B to C leg. So I'm assuming you're talking about the daily time frame. I'm just simply going to expand that out. And here what we can see, so first, one of the things that you do like about the XLE right now, it's trading above the top of its profile, daily profile. That's at 85.94, and it's trading above yesterday's high. So those most certainly are bullish conditions out there. But no, you're an A to B equals CD. The one that you would be talking about, I believe, if we would be this here, I'd start at the low from February 22nd. I would use the high, which was at February 28th, a one-day pullback into March 1st. Oops, it didn't take the B point. Sorry about that. Let me redo this, get that tool going again. So A, let's put in the B, make sure it takes, and then the C point out there. And so that C point, it's 0.7807. So as long as it doesn't get below 0.786 retracement out there, that's where it's really just more of a consolidation, if anything else. So, yeah, you've got an A to B equals CD. It's at the 1-to-1 price target level. And the 87.28 would be the 1 to 1.272 area. And as you know, this should continue to move higher unless there's a bearish reversal candle that forms. So, yes, Hector and Patty, you got the 0.786 retracement on the daily time frame for the XLE. Let's switch back now and take on the weekly basis, you're above the top of its profile. That's good. The monthly basis, the same thing out here. But let's go back and take a look at those white background charts. So if you give me a moment here, we'll get back to them. Just see if there's any other signals that Hector and Patty need to be aware of. Only day number 6 on a TD9 count, so really not a valid pattern to be concerned about as we speak. Price should then target XLE, that is the 89.89 level. That's the next area of resistance. That is the weekly oscillator and change line. We like the monthly chart out there, still holding that green oscillator and change line. So the XLE, Hector and Patty, as you know, I've said, stay with this trade as long as you can because as Stevie is thinking that oil's going up and the energy sector is also likely to continue to move higher out there. So thanks so much for the request, Hector and Patty. You have a fantastic weekend as well. The next request that I have out here, and I don't know if it was a request or not, I'm taking it as a request only because I don't have anything else in the queue. And that was to take a look at Tesla. So I think there are some folks that are short Tesla, so let's just go take a look at the charts and see what do we know about Tesla. Well, first on a daily time frame, Tesla forms a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It does it on February 16th when it generates that bearish separating candle. Now, that was one of the things. It's not just because of that. It's because price was moving higher with less relative energy. That has led to nothing more than a consolidation with inside its bullish structured profile. We can see that on the trading day of February 13th, that low was tested and rejected. And then we can see that yesterday, that level was also tested and rejected out here. So we've got a good old-fashioned consolidation. What the charts are telling us is that Tesla should be able to make that move back up to that 200.78, perhaps higher than that. On a weekly time frame, we don't have much here to report for you. So let's get into the short-term time frames just to help folks out. If we take a look at a 30-minute time frame here for Tesla, do we have any kind of a topping pattern? Well, we could use the A to B equals CD pattern out here. So that's one possibility. So A to B, I'll just draw that in. And then we'll move that over to the C point out here. It's going to be right there. And yeah, so as we speak right now, you've got a confirmed sell the D point in Tesla. But if price closes above 197.76, the 30-minute chart is saying get out of the way because it's headed higher. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. You got the Dow's up 163, S&P 33, NASDAQ 100, 126, Russell's up 10. Semis and transport still back just a bit, 12 points for the semis. That's about 0.4%, and 20 points for the transports. That's about really just a little over 0.1% to the downside. Let's continue with the request out here. We just have two. So if you want me to take a look at something inside the Tiger's Den, please go ahead and type that in. We'd love to take a look at whatever it is you've got an interest in. Of course, if you're listening in live, you give us a call at 877-927-6648 or send off a quick email out here. We're going to take a look at BWX Technologies. The ticker symbol there is BWXT. Boy, that makes a lot of sense. This is for Fletch inside the Tiger's Den. So what I'm seeing here, Fletch, is an A to B equals CD pattern. So the B point, which was on the trading day of January 27, there's volume there of 382,000 shares. It gets taken out with 713,000 shares. That was on September the February 27th out there, September. Hello, Stevie, wake up. So let's go ahead and draw in the A to B equals CD. I'll give you the approximation of it, as I'm not using my exact tool. But we're just going to move that A to B line over to the C point out here, which happens to be labeled as C, not because it's C point. That was just part of the Chapman wave. So you have a confirmed A to B equals CD. We can see the retracement here is much less than a 0.618 retracement. And that suggests to me, Fletch, that this should do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern. The 1-to-1 is going to take you up into the 64.79 area. Today is going to become bar number 6 of a TD9 count. That just means next week we need to take a look at how this has traded and whether or not that becomes a potential topping signal as price approaches that 1-to-1 A to B equals CD level. On a weekly basis, the swing point that is taking out is from the week of November the 11th. 2022, 4.4 million shares. You're light. You're only at 2.8 as we speak. Doesn't matter. You're above that. That sets up probably an even larger A to B equals CD pattern, not confirmed by volume, but confirmed by price closing above that swing point. Now, I don't know where price is going to close at the end of the day, but right now we're not seeing anything to suggest that it's going to head lower. So now when you take a look at the weekly A to B equals CD pattern, that's going to take us up into the 69 area. So you've got two A to B equals CDs, and on a monthly, obviously the monthly just started. Last month, though, it did volume of nearly 10 million, 9.5 to be exact, and that was going against 13. So, but you're trading above that. So this looks hunky-dory. looks very good. If you're in this position, Fletch, congrats on that. Stay with BWXT. Real quickly here, let's just look at that 30-minute time frame chart. No signal of a top here. In fact, you've got a TD9 count pattern that is being negated as we speak. So you got another 15 minutes, and if this closes above 62.94, that pattern is negated. Now, on a 30-minute basis, price is still stretched, and a bearish reversal candle would generate at least a short-term top. But right now, it's giving you the exact opposite. It's taking out a topping pattern, suggesting that BWXT is headed higher. So, Fletch, I hope that helps you out with regard to it. I'm just curious here. Let's see if BWXT is pulled up by the Seasonex folks. BWXT, give it a moment. It is. So let's go see what kind of seasonal pattern this is at. So we've got trading data that goes back 12 years out here. Now, the interesting thing is, on a seasonal standpoint, this typically tops around the February 28th and then kind of moves sideways. Really a sideways consolidation out there. So just be aware of that, Fletch. But otherwise, the daily, the weekly, the monthly, everything looks very good with regard to BWXT. So congrats to you on that one. Let's take a look at JNUG. This is for Ron R. inside the Tiger's Den. Ron is looking at, or has taken a long position out here. So as we pull up JNUG, and Ron, I apologize, I don't have the constituents inside of that. I do for the GDX, but I don't for the juniors. But my recommendation to you, you took a long position, and I would go take a look at least the top 10 instruments inside there to see if they are supporting your idea of a long position. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying that's what I would do to get a better read than just take a look at the ETF. What I can share with you with regard to the ETF is prices trading right into resistance. And resistance is the top of its daily profile. The top of its daily profile is up at the, I can't even read it. Okay, I've got to switch over to it. Just give me a second here. I couldn't clearly see that, and I want to make we're trading pretty much right on it, I think, at 33.77. But let me just get no, it's at 33.81. 33.81. But we're really trading at 33.90. So on JNUG, for whatever reason, I've got a delay on the feed there. Nonetheless, that really doesn't matter. What matters, Ron, is watch the level of 33.81. Now, if price doesn't close above that, then the information being released to you is the sellers that are located at 33.81 are flexing their muscle. And they already flexed it 2 days ago. So you want to really, now that doesn't mean, if you can't close above resistance, Tom has that expression, if you can't break them up, what are you going to try to do? You're going to break them down. So, you've taken a long position at this stage here. I'd stay with it. I don't have a reason to suggest that you close it out other than watching this key resistance level. Now, oftentimes when you get to resistance level on a daily time frame, your intraday charts will give you some type of topping patterns. Well, let's go find out if we've got any of those. Here's the 30-minute time frame. The 30-minute time frame, sure enough, has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That formed as we came into the 11:30, so just 18 minutes ago. Well, what price is not doing as we speak, so I wouldn't jettison the position just yet, but price is above its green oscillator and change line and above its profiles. If price were to close, this is the JNUG, below 32.58, then you'd have some problems. Of course, you'd have some problems because you're like, hey, I got in this position today and I'd be in a loss. But if you close below 32.58, that would truly be your signal to jettison that position. So overall, the daily chart running into resistance, a 30-minute topping signal as price is running into resistance. It just says be careful out there. I don't have anything else to share with you on, well, I guess I could do this too. I'm sure we've got the seasonal data on the JNUG. Now, I can't be 100% certain, but we will be here momentarily. So JNUG, yeah, we've got it up here. So let's take a look at its seasonal pattern. So here from a seasonal standpoint, now that's 9 years. Let me get the total. Oh, it's only 9 years worth of data. So 9 years worth of data tells us what? What this tells us, Ron, is that we typically see a rally into about March the 5th. Well, today's March 3rd. March the 5th, I believe, is Sunday. So that becomes Monday. And then what price does is it typically moves lower, and it forms that nice bottom right around the time frame of March the 30th out there. So be aware of the seasonal pattern that is in play out here for JNUG. That's the last 9 years. If I go back and just look at 5 years, we really have that same kind of a pattern out there. So again, you've got just be careful out there. You want to see resistance fail. You absolutely want to see resistance fail. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in for that request. Let's go to another request coming in from the Tiger's Den. It looks like this is from Bob in Spokane. He wants to take a PRQR. So let's pull a PRQR. Come on. PRQR right now, what you've got out here, Bob, is a consolidation with inside its daily profile. And that's between 255 at the lows and up at the 305 level up at the highs. On a weekly basis, you're consolidated with inside its profile as well. That's between 325 and right now really 270 would be support there. So you've just got your good old-fashioned consolidation. Now, on a daily basis, price is moving higher out there, but we're just an inside day for the most part. So you've just got a good old-fashioned consolidation. Nothing more than that, Bob. I hope that helps you out. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So the only things really red on my screen out there, the semis, they're still down about 6 points, about 0.2%. The spot volatility, which is trading lower, bullish for the S&P 500. The XLP is off 20 cents. U.S. dollars down 22 ticks as we speak, trading at about 104.78 out there. We're taking a look right now at ticker symbol AI. This is for McGuppy inside the Tiger's Den. And in McGuppy, you got price above the green oscillator and change line, 24.45. So you got conditions you're in right now is a Rising price oscillate above zero, that is bullish. So its target is going to be resistance. Resistance at 29.34 on the daily time frame, that is. On a weekly time frame, resistance is 28.84. And above 28.84, it's at 39.36. The monthly chart not really helping me out a ton out here with regard to AI. So everything looks pretty good. Today will become day number 2 of consecutive moves higher out here. As we take a look at that, that's your typical knee-jerk reaction high. But today's gap up, maybe we're going to get more than just a 2-day reaction. But in summary, when it comes to AI, it's just in a nice old-fashioned consolidation pattern. The last request coming in from Mike inside the Tigers Den, and Mike wanted to take a look at UNG. What he really was asking, I'm hoping, was to take a look at natural gas. So if you take a look at natural gas, and now natural gas, I looked that up early this morning. The only thing that is inside there, primarily the only thing, is the April future contract, which is what we're looking at. On a weekly basis, nice TD9 count bottom, price to target 310. On a daily basis, price can close up. Right now, yesterday's high was what, 2863 or 2861. We start trading about 2863. This thing is going to continue to move higher. Where is this headed to? This is headed to $3.37 on a daily time frame. That is a TD9 count breakdown resistance with regard to natural gas. It has been a relentless move higher out here with regard to consecutive closes, but I don't see any real significant topping signal or pattern that is of concern. Well, in fact, if anything, the 5-hour time frame chart, which generated a TD9 count and Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, if price closes above that high, that just gets all out bullish. That's at $2.86 out there. 2863, and we're at 2863 right now. Folks, have a fantastic Friday, a fantastic weekend. Thanks much for joining me here today. I'll look forward to seeing you again on Monday. Take care and be safe out there.